class 8. Let us move on with our syllabus of first unit. I have already started explaining about chapter 4, which deals with the nature of the colonial economy. That means when the British had started ruling our country, how did their rule affect the life of the people? Basically the earnings of the people. I have already said that because the British had taken all the wealth from our country and sent them to England, and that wealth never came back to our country again. That was the drain of wealth, and they did not have to depend upon the money from England anymore, because they were getting the right to collect the revenue from the areas of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa by the grant of Diwani. Now the British were trying to get hold of more and more money of India. So the people of our country started to become poorer and poorer day by day. As the British industries were run by machines, the products made in the British factories, they were much finer quality, and also the British had hold on the cotton and the raw materials that were being used for the industries of our country. So the Indian artisans, the Indian workers, they were losing their jobs, and the markets of India, they were flooded with the British made products, and the Indian merchants and the Indian artisans who were making, the producers, they were losing their jobs, and so this resulted in the drain of economy, in the economic exploitation, and people of India, they started to become poorer and poorer day by day. Now we are moving towards the introduction of different land revenue system in order to increase the economic income of the British East India Company, as well as to improve the conditions of the peasants. The British Governor Generals, they started to introduce the land revenue policies, because agriculture in India was their main source of income. So they had introduced the land revenue systems. It was Warren Hastings was the first one who had abolished the double government system introduced by Robert Clive, and he abolished the posts held by Reza Khan and Sitab Roy under the double government system. And Warren Hastings, he had introduced, or he had set up a board of revenue for the collection of revenue. He had appointed new officers for collection of revenue, and the board of revenue had again appointed a committee of circuit, which had introduced the 5-year settlement in 1772. The 5-year settlement was introduced for 5 years. That was the 5-year settlement was the settlement. It was the auction. Land was given in auction for 5 years to a particular person to collect the revenue in return of a certain amount. The highest bidder, that you all are familiar with the IPL auction, the team which bids for the highest prize for a particular player wins that player for his team. So the 5-year settlement was also like that. The person who bid the highest amount for a particular area would get the right to collect the revenue for next 5 years of that area. from the British company. Now the 5-year settlement was not so beneficial for the British company. So before the ending of the 5-year settlement, Hastings had introduced a 1-year settlement again. So, but these two settlements, these two land revenue system, they were unable to solve the problems of the peasants. So, next when Lord Cornwallis had come as the Governor General of India, he had introduced first a 10-year settlement, and then he introduced this 10-year settlement was as the permanent settlement. By the term permanent, you can understand that the settlement which was introduced as the 10-year settlement was made permanent for lifelong. So the permanent settlement was introduced in the year 1793 by Lord Cornwallis, and he had introduced this settlement, land revenue settlement, in the areas of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. Now the settlement had a few features. Now the features were that the land revenue was fixed for permanent to the zamindar. The zamindar was to pay the revenue every year on a particular date before sunset. So if the zamindar failed to pay the revenue before the sunset of that particular date, then the zamindari would be put into a new auction, and the zamindar who had that land would lose the zamindari of that area. So permanent settlement was really very hard on zamindars, because the zamindars had to, and there was no scope for the escape from the revenues, because see, the agriculture depends in our country on the monsoon season. Now the monsoon season is very unpredictable. Sometimes it rains very much that it gets flooded. Then sometimes it doesn't rain at all. So the drought like situation occurs. So but the revenue, the peasants had to pay the revenue, whether there was a flood or a drought like situation. The peasant had to pay the revenue, and the revenue was to be paid in cash and not in kind. Previously what used to do, the peasants, they used to till the land, they used to harvest, and they used to submit a part of their harvest or crops to the zamindar as revenue. But now with the permanent settlement, the peasants had no scope of submitting the part of crop as the revenue or tax. They had to submit the revenue in cash. So the condition of the peasants had become very difficult, because if there was no crop, then the peasant had to borrow money from the money lenders, and they used to take a very high rate of interest. So the economic condition of the peasants became poorer and poorer day by day. The zamindars, who were the traditional landholders of an area, because they failed to pay the tax on a particular day, date on before sunset, then their zamindari was going to be lost from them. So everything, the zamindars' condition, the peasants' condition, they were all deteriorated. On company's part, though there were certain benefits for company, because company could get a permanent, a fixed amount of income due to this permanent settlement every year, and it could fix the budget for its expenditure in India, but the amount of revenue remained the same. Days passed, as the days passed, the price of the land increased, but the revenue, the amount of tax remained the same because it was the permanent settlement. So permanent settlement had certain features, permanent settlement had advantages, permanent settlement had disadvantages. Disadvantages were much more than the advantages. We will discuss about them further in the next video.